Medea, daughter of King Aetes of Colchis, was no ordinary woman. She was born of divine lineage, a granddaughter of Helios, the radiant sun god, and possessed unparalleled magical abilities. Her knowledge of potions, spells, and manipulation of life and death made her feared and revered in equal measure. But for all her power, Medea was also a woman of intense passion, a trait that would define her tragic fate. When Jason, leader of the Argonauts, arrived in Colchis seeking the legendary Golden Fleece, he was met with an impossible challenge. King Aetes, determined not to relinquish the fleece, set forth tasks that no mortal could accomplish. Jason was to yoke fire-breathing bulls, sow a field with dragon's teeth, and defeat the warrior army that would rise from the ground. Victory was inconceivable, but the gods had their own designs. Hera and Aphrodite, intent on aiding Jason, commanded Eros to strike Medea's heart. From the moment she laid eyes on the hero, she was ensnared by a love so fierce it eclipsed her loyalty to her father and homeland. Betraying everything she had ever known, Medea resolved to help Jason. She provided him with a magical ointment that shielded him from the bull's flames, whispered the secret of how to defeat the Earth-born warriors, and in a final act of defiance, lulled the serpent guarding the Golden Fleece into a deep slumber. With Medea's aid, Jason seized the fleece, but their escape was not so simple. Aetes, enraged by his daughter's treachery, pursued them across the seas. It was then that Medea committed an unthinkable act. To delay her father's pursuit, she lured her young brother, Apsyrtus, into a trap. As he stood before her, trusting and unaware, she struck him down. But death alone would not suffice. Medea, in a cold and calculated move, carved his body into pieces and scattered them across the waves. Knowing her father would halt his chase to gather his son's remains. It was an act of ruthless cunning, a testament to the lengths Medea would go for love. Medea and Jason journeyed together for years, bound by passion and the blood they had spilled. But their union was shadowed by darkness. When they sought refuge in Iolcus, Jason's homeland, they found themselves embroiled in yet another deadly intrigue. Peleus, the king of Iolcus, had usurped Jason's rightful throne, and Medea devised a plan to destroy him. She approached Peleus' daughters with a demonstration of her magic. Before their eyes, she dismembered an old ram, boiled its remains in a cauldron of enchanted water, and watched as a young lamb sprang forth. Convinced of Medea's miraculous powers, the daughters eagerly did the same to their father. But Medea withheld the spell that would bring him back to life, and Peleus perished. The murder forced Medea and Jason into exile once more. They found sanctuary in Corinth, where for a time peace reigned. Medea bore Jason 2 sons, and together they built a new life. But Jason's ambition proved greater than his love. Seeing an opportunity for power, he abandoned Medea to marry Glauce, the daughter of King Creon. Jason's justification was cruelly pragmatic. His marriage would secure a royal alliance, ensuring stability and wealth. He expected Medea to accept this betrayal, to be grateful for the life he had given her. But he had miscalculated. Medea had sacrificed her father, her brother, her homeland, and her honor for Jason. And now he cast her aside like a discarded pawn. King Creon, wary of Medea's wrath, ordered her immediate exile. But she pleaded for one more day, a request granted in arrogance. In that brief window, she set her revenge in motion. With the precision of a master strategist, Medea executed her vengeance. She prepared a robe and crown infused with a lethal poison and sent them as wedding gifts to Glauce. The unsuspecting princess adorned herself in the exquisite garments, only to scream in agony as the poison burned through her flesh, consuming her in an unholy fire. Creon, in a desperate attempt to save his daughter, was also caught in the inferno and perished alongside her. Yet Medea's vengeance was not complete. She turned her fury upon the children she bore with Jason. In Euripides' harrowing version of the tale, she committed the most horrifying act of all. She slaughtered her own sons. In their home the children played, unaware of their mother's terrible resolve. Medea, torn between her maternal instincts and her consuming rage, hesitated. But Jason had wronged her in the deepest way imaginable, and she would not let him escape unscathed. Her hands, once so gentle, turned against her own flesh and blood. The children's screams pierced the walls as the Corinthians, hearing their cries, rushed to intervene. But by the time Jason arrived, it was done. His sons lay lifeless before him, and Medea, triumphant and devastated, gazed upon the wreckage of her revenge. Jason collapsed, shattered beyond repair. Medea, however, did not wait to face judgment. Her divine lineage granted her an escape beyond mortal reach. Helios, her grandfather, sent a golden chariot drawn by dragons to whisk her away. As Jason wept over the bodies of his sons, Medea ascended into the heavens, untouchable and unrepentant. Medea found refuge in Athens, where she married King Aegeus and bore him a son. But her nature remained unchanged. When Theseus, Aegeus' lost son, arrived to claim his birthright, Medea, fearing for her own child's future, attempted to poison him. Aegeus, recognizing his son in time, cast Medea out. From there she vanished into legend, her ultimate fate unknown. Some say she returned to Caucasus, others that she wandered the earth, an eternal symbol of vengeance and sorrow. Medea's tale is one of betrayal, love, and wrath. To some she is a heartless sorceress, a murderer who sacrificed family and children for revenge. To others she is a tragic figure, a woman used and discarded by a world that never valued her sacrifices. Whatever the interpretation, Medea remains one of mythology's most complex and haunting figures, embodying both the destructive power of scorned love and the resilience of a woman who refused to be broken.